in shout to rataflechera. Go subscribe to them and try to pronounce their name. Good luck with that. Deconverted Man here. Oh, goody. Another video on Religion Philosophy's channel. Although this time, it's from another website. I'm sure that this time, there will be... No, there's going to be logical fallacies. I was going to be like, oh, there's not going to be any? Yeah. Anyway, start the video!
Aloha! Thank you for joining us here at truthmadeeasy.com as we continue our Apologetics Made Easy video training course. The topic for this video is What is Truth? Everyone, Narrow, Opposite. The title that'll make more sense as we go through our slides.
Oh no, believe me, it's going to make less and less sense as we go through your pathetic slides.
Here we have what we could call a grown-up Pinocchio in a business suit with the caption, "You want truth?" And of course we all do. We all expect the truth when it comes to our money, family, and relationships.
And if you're expecting the truth in those things, prepare to be disappointed. Because people lie about stuff.
We want the truth when we read the labels on the medicines we take and the food we eat. We expect the truth from our doctors, employers, and financial advisors. No one wants to be lied to about things that affect their money, health, and loved ones.
Alright, everything on this list is something that you can do something with. And that something that you can do with every single thing on this list is test it in one way or another. Whether it be empirical methodology, scientific testing, or even what I would call social testing. There is some way, shape, or form to be sure about every single one of these things. These are measurable. These are quantifiable. The relationship stuff's a little bit fuzzy because that's social area. We have to assume innocence until guilt is proven. We have to assume that people in our family really care about us unless they treat us like they don't. We have to assume that somebody that says that they're our friend or they care about us more than a friend is being honest with us until we see evidence or find evidence to the contrary. But there's ways to find out about every single one of these things through testing. Now let's leave that behind as we talk about something that is going to have no way to test it. But first, we're going to have to deal with morals. Of course we're going to have to deal with morals, because why not?
Now, speaking of truth, when it comes to religion and morals, truth is especially important, isn't it? No, that's not always the case. When it comes to religion and morals, many say there is no truth.
Okay, so... blah. So, let's deal with the morals. Without ethics, you can't have morals. Now, is there truth? What does that mean in this context? I was thinking that by truth he meant reality, but who knows anymore? Okay, so I guess that he is talking about morals being subjective versus objective. I guess. Alright, if morals are subjective, then that's the truth. If they're objective, then that's the truth. And if they're a combination thereof, then that's the truth. The only thing that I could really say for sure about morals is that you need ethics to have morals. And if you know what your ethics are, your morals will be better defined than if you didn't. And that morals and ethics seem to be something that humans have created and that society tries to promote and or enforce. These are all things that I can say because there is a way to quantify all of these statements. Alright, now let's talk about religion. Which one? There's a lot of them available to us, but in a video about truth, we can't talk about any religion except for one particular religion. Of course, doing otherwise would be truthful.
So, exactly what is true? Well, simply put, Truth is telling it like it is. An example of telling it like it is if I were to say, for example, this is an apologetics course. That would be a truth statement. I would be telling it like it is. Or this particular video is on the topic of truth. Again, I'm telling it like it is. Now in this movie, we're going to be looking at 3 principles that apply to truth. Number 1, truth applies to everyone. 2, truth is narrow. And 3, the opposite of true is false.
Okay, 2 things. 1, I'm going to be speeding up his video so I can get to my points sooner. And 2, I'm insulted by this video. This video is insulting to the level of a Christian that's watching. It's like, okay, here's what truth is. It's not what's not true. You know, it's just so kindergarten level or less than preschool level of explanations. It's
These 3 principles here on our screen, though simple, will prove to be very powerful tools later in our quest to prove that Christianity is the one true religion.
Because you only need 3 things to prove that.
Here we have a slide with 2 simple math equations from back in grade school. On the top is the equation 1 + 1 = 2, which of course is true.
You see what I'm saying about the whole it's kindergarten-ish stuff, grade school? You know, we've changed how things work since you were in school there, Aloha guy. They now learn stuff like this in preschool and kindergarten, so, you know, they learn this a lot earlier. But anyways, look. Really? 1 + 1 is 2. Oh, the 1 + 1 is 2. Yeah, you know what? We're not in grade school anymore, or kindergarten, or wherever the bleep they teach us stuff now. Some of us remember algebra, and some of us remember it being harder than others remember it being, but nonetheless, I do remember some fun things that we did with it. One of those things was we made 1 + 1 = 3, and we also made it equal 1, and we also made it equal other numbers, because you can do weird things with math if you know how to do math. So, I don't remember how to do any of that. Somebody will remember that's watching this video, and that person will put it in the comments, or they'll use Google to look it up, and then they'll put it in the comments, and I guess they'll pretend like they knew what they were doing. If that's you, you should say, I don't know how to do this, but I use Google or some other search engine to find out how to do this, because you should be truthful. Unlike this video!
How about this statement? The earth is round. Is that true?
No, it's not true. Thanks for playing.
Sure. But the statement the earth is flat would be what? False. So, simple enough. 1 + 1 = 2. The earth is round. Both are truths.
But the earth isn't round, it's a sphere, and it's not even really that shape because there's all these lumps on it. Who the heck cares about truth? We're doing a video on truth, darn it. Let's talk about truths. Truths? Truth. Whatever it is. More true stuff of the... Play the video.
But are they true for just certain individuals? Or are they true for everyone?
And now it's time for Deconverted Man Loses It! It's true for my lobster, and only my lobster, because my lobster is the only thing that matters, and that's what it's true for. It's true for this and not for that, because that's how truth works, yes, out about that. 1 + 1 is 2. Don't you know that I did it, dude? I went poo-poo. A, B, C. After C is D. If you didn't know that, teacher, I gotta go pee. Z1. Z1. What does Z and 1 have to do with each other? Don't really know. And now, back to the video!
The answer? It's true for everyone.
I can't believe I got that one wrong! Ah!
Now, what if there was a real nice person and they sincerely believed that the earth was flat? Would that change the truth that the earth was round? No, that person would just be sincerely wrong.
Pwned the flat earthers. Yeah.
In addition to truth applying to everyone, truth is also very narrow.
Unbelievable as it may seem, this is where the video becomes more stupid than it already is.
We see the big number 1 there in the center of the screen. With truth, there is only one right answer.
But there's multiple ways to get there. But who cares about that? We're talking about the truth. Derp, 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 derp. Yeah, I know. This whole video is just me making noises at this video, but I don't know what else to do. I mean, what is there to analyze? Nothing. It's nothing. There's nothing here. There's just nothing. So all I can do is make noises at it. I can't even. What do you want me to say? Outright lie, half truth? I mean, that's all we've had. And goodness forbid I say outright lie and he calls and everyone gets annoyed that's wearing earphones. Don't want that to happen. You know, it's weird. I've said outright lie like 3 or 4 times and no phone call. Huh.
One right way of believing or doing something. Truth is very narrow. In our example of 1 + 1 = 2, there is only one true correct answer, and that's 2. It's not 3, 4, or 11, or any other number. Truth is very narrow.
This is like the stupidest thing. Just the stupidest thing. It's just, uh-oh. Hello? Hey, how's it going? Hi. I knew you were going to call. Hey, how are you? Fine. How are you doing? I'm doing horrible. That means you're doing great. Yep. Okay. Wait, does yep mean no? No. So that means yes. Maybe. I don't even know what that would mean. Love you. That means you hate me. Yep. That means no. Bye. That means hello. I'm hanging up. My brain hurts. Back to the whatever.
As we'll see later, religious truth is just like math truth. It too is very narrow. There is only one true God. There's only one true word of God. There's only one true religion.
Oh man, I really hope it's Scientology this time. Please be Scientology. Okay. Dear giant lobster god that ate flying spaghetti monster god, make it Scientology.
Many complain that people who believe this way are narrow-minded and intolerant of others, but that's not the case at all. It's just the nature of truth.
And now it's time for justifying intolerance with illogic. Hey, they just justified intolerance using illogic. And now, back to the video!
Well, so far we've seen that truth applies to everyone, and it's very narrow. Our last point on truth is this: the opposite of true is false.
The opposite of poop is food. I guess. Whatever. Poop. Poop, poop, poop. Poop. Poop, poop, poop. Poop, poop. Try not to laugh. Poop, 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 poop. Don't laugh. Poop, 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 poop. Don't laugh. Poop, 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 poop.
An example of this are the opposite beliefs of atheists and Christians. The atheist says that God does not exist. The Christian says that God does exist. These are opposites.
Poop, poop, poop. Oh, wait, sorry. This is... Yeah, I'm done with that now. So, yeah, straw man. Yep. About time, man. I was waiting to use the logical fallacy counter. I guess, you know what? I'm going to give the logical fallacy counter another break. I know it wasn't in the last video, whatever. But look. It's been nothing but half-truths and you know who up until this point. So, I haven't been counting up until this point, so why start now? It's just another logical fallacy to throw on the Barbie along with the shrimp. Why Barbie likes having shrimp and logical fallacies thrown on her, I'm not sure. The proportions of Barbie, did you know, are actually not very proportional to her size, and if she was a real person, she wouldn't look right at all. Fun fact, Ken is not atomically correct, nor is G.I. Joe. Neither is Barbie except for her breasts, but even they don't have, like, little nipples, so... But Ken has nipples, I think. sometimes, I'm not sure, I'm gonna have to do research about this. Is Barbie anatomically correct? And what's this Rule 34? I'm gonna have to look into that. Rule 34 Barbie. Oh my word!
Both of these statements can't be true. One is true and the other is false. Either God exists or he doesn't. Either atheism is true and Christianity is false, or Christianity is true and atheism is false.
False dichotomy. Poop and pee. 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 Poop and pee. Poop and pee. What? Anyway, so yeah, no. They could both be false, and Hinduism could be true. Or Scientology. I was really hoping that it was Scientology. I guess the lobster god's answer was no this time. Maybe next time I pray, lobster god's answer will be wait instead of no.
Now, we all know that the opposite of true is false. We know this intuitively. How? Well, we just know it. No one needs to tell us.
There is no such thing as intuitive knowledge. The only knowledge, the only things, the only ideas that we possess when we're little babies are instinctive. We know how to eat, we know how to defecate, we know how to make verbal sounds to let others know that we need attention. That's it. Nothing else. At all. Period. Stop using this outright lie of, this is intuitive. We don't learn it. We just know it. No, that's not true. There is no such thing as that. It doesn't exist.
By the way, you may be familiar with the formal name of this principle. It's the law of non-contradiction.
Because all of this is based on a false dichotomy, it becomes a non sequitur. At first I thought that this could have been a very good disjunctive syllogism. In fact, it would have been better as a disjunctive syllogism. Either God or not God. Not God, therefore God. But they didn't go that direction. They, for whatever reason, went with this, which is, I don't know. So you're leaving out all the other possible gods. So either Yahweh, the Christian God, Trinity, Jesus thing exists, or some other version of God exists, or there's no God at all. That's three choices, not two. And either the exact version of the Christian God that they're talking about exists, or it doesn't. That would be the more proper way to frame it in the law of non-contradiction, that both can't be true at the same time. That either this very particular type of God is true, or it's not true, and it can't be both at the same time. So one could propose a Christian God that existed for quite some time and then died for whatever reason. It simply died. It stopped existing. And at that point, there was no longer God. It just didn't exist after that time. But that's not the God that they were talking about precisely. So it's no longer the concept that they were talking about. So to get the correct law of non-contradiction, you're going to have to be precise in your language, which this guy wasn't. I think it would have been better to do it as a disjunctive syllogism, but I don't think that this guy knows what that is. Moving on.
Now, these three characteristics of truth that we've looked at here, that truth applies to everyone, that it's narrow, and the opposite of true is false, may not seem very important right now, but as we continue on in our course, they will prove to be very important principles. Well, up next, we're going to talk about ice cream and see how individual tastes and preferences differ from truth that applies to everyone in our video, Truth and Taste. Please join us for that.
Bleep. Let's talk about ice cream for a moment. I'm not even going to watch the next video. Okay, so ice cream. Here's two statements, and you can evaluate them without my help. Ice cream is delicious. ice cream is poisonous. Tell me about those two statements in the comments below. What is the first statement? What type of statement is it? What's the second statement? What type of statement is that? You work that out in the comments below, and you then tell me after working that out which one is something that we can decide whether it's true or not, and how would we decide it? Or are both of them something that we can decide are true in different ways? And what do we mean by true? Do we mean true for one person or true for everyone, as they said at the end? And if it's true for everyone, then which one is the first statement and which one is the second statement? Let me know in the comments below. There's no logic in this video. It's poorly made. Half-truths, outright lies, straw man, and I don't know, just piss poor presentation. I mean, just really bad. But the presentation, okay, whatever. The logic, the lack of logic is overwhelming and underwhelming at the same time. So there isn't a logically coherent argument here. And it's an apologetics course video. So it's supposed to teach people how to defend God. All it does is teach them how to create logical fallacies. That's not a good thing. Here's the thing. If you want to teach people how to defend God, okay, fine, I guess. I mean, I have a problem with that because I don't think that God is a thing, but alright. Why not do it using way better techniques than this? Why not teach them how to use logic, for example? Why not teach them critical thinking? Why not teach them how to engage in argumentation dialogue, not just say, oh, I'm right and you're wrong, which is what you can boil this down to. Why not do better than this? I really don't get that. Why dumb it down so much that it can fit in such a short video? It should really not be that short. It should take a while to explain to somebody how to adequately defend their ideas. I spend a lot of time trying to explain logic in my various videos in different ways, because it's important. It's not just something to brush aside and be like, oh yeah, disjunctive syllogism, go look it up. No, I need to explain it a little bit, if not in depth. Either A or B, not B, therefore A. There's a disjunctive syllogism. So either God or not God, not God, therefore God. Okay, so either one or the other, there's a disjunctive syllogism. A easier format would be either the light is off or it's on. And even if you envision a dimmer switch, it's still either on or off, even though you can have degrees of onness. Maybe even the light is on, but it's so dim that you can't see that it's on, but technically it's still on. So the disjunctive syllogism works in that metaphorical sense, even if you conceive of a light switch that isn't the standard light switch. And all of that took a long time to explain. And it needed to be explained. So here's this dumbed down video given to Christians that ill-equips them for doing the thing that you want to equip them to do. You guys need to do better. You're not giving logically coherent arguments, and you're not teaching people to give logically coherent arguments. And unless and until we have a logically coherent argument, we must continue to be skeptical of the conclusions.